Hello and welcome to part 2 of our alertness training video series on YouTube. My name is Becky, so let's get started. In this video we'll be looking at some questions and answers relatable to the alertness topic of your theory test. I will give you the answers at the end of each question, so if you can grab yourself a pen and paper and see how well you get on. Good luck. Question 1. You are driving behind a large goods vehicle. Why should you travel at a safe distance behind it? A. To encourage vehicles to pull in ahead of you. B. The driver of the large goods vehicle will be able to see you in their mirrors. C. The large vehicle will be able to travel faster. D. You will be able to overtake more effectively. The answer to this question is B. The driver of the large goods vehicle will be able to see you in their mirrors. It's really important that you follow a lorry with a safe distance ahead of you. If you are travelling too near the lorry, this is called tailgating, and this can be quite dangerous, especially if the lorry has to brake suddenly. So to get around this problem, if you give yourself a really good stopping distance or following distance behind the lorry, then they should be able to see you and plan in case anything happens. Question 2. You are reversing your car. What should you do if you can't see behind you? A. Ask someone to help you. B. Reverse with your door open, looking at where you are going. C. You should rely on your mirrors only. D. Reverse with your head out of the window. The answer to this question is A. If you aren't able to see behind you clearly, you should ask a member of the public or a passenger that you may be with to guide you. If you have nobody to help you, you should avoid reversing and find an alternative solution. Question 3. Windscreen pillars are more likely to restrict your observations when driving at which types of road layouts? A. At roundabouts. B. On dual carriageways. C. When reversing around corners. D. On country lanes. Hopefully you put the answer A. When you are approaching a roundabout or waiting to emerge at a roundabout, the front driving windscreen pillars can restrict your observations. Very often you may need to lean to the side and forward to get a better view around the pillars. So do take this into consideration when dealing with roundabouts. Question 4. What is meant by the phrase the blind spot? A. An area not covered by your head restraint. B. An area not covered by your tail lights. C. An area not covered by the rear view mirror. D. Specific areas around the vehicle that are not visible to the driver. The answer to this question is D. Blind spot areas are not covered by your mirrors, and there are several blind spots around the vehicle. Please ask your driving instructor to explain further. Question 5. When should you use your fog lights? A. When you can't see 10 metres or less ahead of you. B. When you can't see 25 metres or less ahead of you. C. When you can't see 10 car lengths ahead of you. D. When you can't see 100 metres or less ahead of you. The answer to this question is D. You should be able to see more than 100 metres for you not to use your fog lights, but if you can't see up to 100 metres, you should be using your fog lights. 100 metres is approximately 25 car lengths. Question 6. You are turning right at a T-junction. parked cars restrict your view of the new road. What should you do? A. Reverse and find an alternative route. B. Slowly edge forward to get a clear view of the road. C. Pull out of the junction quickly. D. Avoid turning right and turn left instead. The answer to this question is B. You should slowly edge forward to get a better view of the road. Be mindful of the edge of the parked cars in the new road and try and edge forward so that your bonnet is in line with the edge of the parked cars. This should give you enough visibility to see and make a judgment of when to emerge. Question 7. What is more likely to distract you when driving? A. A hanging object. B. Your mobile phone ringing. C. Using the indicators. D. Giving arm signals. The answer to this question is B. Your mobile phone ringing. A mobile phone ringing will distract you and potentially make you take your eyes off the road. Please make sure that you only start your journey when your phone is either on silent or turned off and away from you to avoid you being tempted to using your phone when driving. Question 8. You're travelling on a motorway. You see a hazard ahead of you. What should you put on? A. Your hazard warning lights. B. Your dipped headlights. C. Your slowing down arm signal. D. Your parking brake. The answer is A. Your hazard warning lights. You should always use your hazard warning lights to inform following drivers of a hazard ahead, and also if you break down on the side of the road. Question 9. You have dangling objects hanging from your rearview mirror. Why could this be dangerous? A. It could create a draft whilst driving. B. Your view of the road may be affected. C. Your demisters may not work. D. Your parking brake may get tangled. The answer to this question is B. The view of the road may be affected. Question 10. What should you do to avoid being distracted by a sat-nav whilst driving? A. You should lower the volume down. B. You should select a voice that you find relaxing. C. You should set the sat-nav before you start your journey. D. You should not use a sat-nav whilst driving. The answer to this question is C. You should always set your sat-nav before you start driving. It is illegal to touch your sat-nav whilst you are travelling. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please leave a like. You can give us a comment and any recommendations for future training videos to help you pass your theory test. There are a few links below this video if you are interested in an intensive driving course, Learner Driver podcast show, our learner blog, and if you're looking for a quicker driving test day, check out our Facebook group. All of the links are below. Until next time, take care.